Hello and welcome to this program presentation on supporting BSN faculty with a virtual holistic self-care milieu to promote retention through community wellness and caring. This was presented at the American Association of Colleges of Nursing meeting in Anaheim, California on November 21st. So the overall purpose of this presentation is just to improve the awareness of holistic self-care among faculty and to increase knowledge about how self-care can be done. I got this idea when I was at the American Holistic Nurses Association annual convention this year because they had a room that was set up like a maze and they called it the labyrinth room. And this room was just a place to go if you were feeling stressed out or you wanted to think about something or you had a decision to make or if you just wanted to get away from all the other stuff that was going on at the convention. So that's when I kind of thought of this, and I thought it would be neat to do it for our online faculty. So the next thing I did was to send out a little survey, and you should all be familiar with this. We only had a 60% response rate, which was fine. We've got from 0 to more than 5 years of experience teaching online. 40% had some knowledge of holistic self-care practices like yoga, meditation, aromatherapy, essential oils, that type of thing. And about the same, 40% said that they would participate in this holistic self-care milieu if it was developed and take a survey at the end about what they thought about it. So the next step in the process of developing this special environment for online BSN faculty was to look into the evidence, and most of the research out there is for clinical nursing, but we can still apply it to what we are doing. I thought the most interesting ones, and I listed on a couple of slides here, the nurses at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston on one particular unit, Shapiro 8, have what they call a Caritas room. And they got this from Jean Watson's Human Caring Theory. She has her Caritas processes that speak to her holistic theory in caring for others. So they developed this room, and they have a lazy boy in there. They've got some aromatherapy, different herbal teas. They've got music you can listen to, and it's really just a place to go and get away, even if it's for just 10 or 15 minutes during the shift. Another interesting thing is that the Cleveland Clinic has what they call a Code Lavender team. And this Code Lavender team comes from their healing, I don't want to call it department, but healing division, which they do holistic treatments such as aromatherapy, massage, Reiki, different touch therapies, and things like that. But the neat thing about this Code Lavender team is they can provide healing therapies not only to the patients, but to family members that are distressed for whatever reason or anxious, and to all staff. And you can even schedule things in this particular department or division at the Cleveland Clinic. For example, if you wanted a massage or whatever. And then I also think it's interesting that the American Nurses Association has a calling to care. And in their healthy nurse constructs, one of these callings to care is a priority to self-care. I found a couple more interesting articles or studies on this. Again, the ANA supports self-reflection, and I liked what they called it, an intangible aspect to promote health. I read a really interesting article on reflective garden walking. These nurse researchers have 12 different themed purposeful walks, and these were developed for people with psychological issues, but they could take this sheet with them that had particular questions depending on what their issue was, and they would walk through this beautiful Japanese garden and ponder and reflect on the questions that were on their particular walk. And I thought that was a really neat idea. And then finally, I learned how to wisdom journal from a nurse named Padma Devine. And she was at the American Holistic Nurses Association meeting also. And so I thought that would be a really neat thing to incorporate into our holistic milieu. And that's just a slide about Jean Watson's human caring theory, because she pretty much frames how I do everything that I do, or at least I try to reflect on her theory and incorporate her reflective meditative approach. So this is just a little example of what this will look like and how you will find the holistic self-care milieu. You'll click on resources. RN to BSN Faculty Resource Center will pop up, and then we have a new tab on there now, Holistic Self-Care Milieu. Now this isn't developed yet, it's just in the process. Then if you click on the little Holistic Self-Care Milieu tab, you'll see the Welcome tab and other tabs, Education, Relax or Energize. They're just places that you can explore, get ideas, learn how maybe to do wisdom journaling or more about meditation, that type of thing. So if you click on Welcome, this is something like you're probably going to see. And it's just a little welcome message, tells you to immerse yourself in this creative space. And then the third little area down where it says maze, seashore, forest, garden, outer space, and starry night, those will be highlighted. So let's say, for example, someone clicks on maze. They're going to see this maze, and there are going to be different links for reflective times, such as morning relaxing music that would give positive feelings and energy. So they could click on that link and that music would play. There might be some guided imagery there, perhaps a script for a guided walk through the maze for contemplation. This is, like I said, still being developed, but this is just what it will sort of look like, just an example. So let's say someone clicks on the seashore. They might see something like this, and there will be different, again, sounds, music, videos that could be used for during yoga, meditation, if you're reading, to help you go to sleep, whatever you want to use it for. Again, if you clicked on garden, this is where we'll probably have some garden walks in here also. This is actually a picture out of my own flower garden this past summer. And for Starry Night, I found some epic space music that was really neat. I played it the other day while I was grading. It's just kind of relaxing, and that's the whole thing about self-care. If it relaxes you, then it's self-care. So that was an example of what you'll see on the welcome page and kind of to get started. So then let's say you want to click on education because you want to learn something new. Here are the different topics that I have on here so far. And I put a little meditation on there, which I kind of like. If everyone just did this meditation every day, I think we'd be a lot better off. Don't be angry, do not worry, be grateful, work hard, and be kind to others. I love that. You could just sort of think about that even while you were doing your yoga stretches or whatever, and listening to some music. So back to education. The highlighted areas there, photography, meditation, aromatherapy, and wisdom journaling, I've given an example of. If you clicked on photography, you're going to see something like this with some instructions on different ways that you could use photography for self-care. These are actually pictures that I took in my own backyard. I've kind of gotten into bird watching, and it's something I enjoy. So to me, that's self-care. And this little deer came all the time, so I just thought I'd include her in there also. But there will be different links on each of these pages with ideas and suggestions for self-care. Meditation, we'll have a step-by-step guide to get people started for meditation. I'll have some music on there to help, soothing music, and some mantras for meditation. And recently at the AACN meeting, one of the participants, when I was presenting, told me of a place where I can find mantras on the University of California website. So I'm going to use those too. Aromatherapy, we're going to have education on that, particular essential oils, how to use them, what the benefits are, if there are any cautions. Usually aromatherapy is pretty side effect free, but you always need to be aware of particular things. We'll talk about how to diffuse essential oils. And then finally, the wisdom journaling. I really want to share what I learned about this with everyone. And I didn't really realize journaling doesn't have to just be writing. You can draw pictures, you can color, you can cut things out of magazines and glue. There's all kinds of things to do. And another participant at the conference suggested adult coloring books, which my daughter uses those when she gets stressed out. She's a busy physician in Chicago, and she colors at work. So anyways. All right. So what do I really expect from this? I just want to improve a healing presence in the academic environment. And I think this is a great way to do it. And to show that caring for ourselves should be a priority. You don't have to do it every day, but just kind of to, earmark, hey, I think I'm going to, practice some deep breathing and relaxation, have a cup of herbal tea, and listen to this relaxing music for 15 minutes or whatever. I just want it to be more available and more of a presence. And so to end, I love this quote that I found in one of my references. And it just emphasizes that it's what we need to do so we can be the best that we can be. If you have any questions, you can always send me an email, and I hope you enjoyed this short presentation.